The BP oil leak. Fallen Deepwater Horizon was tapping second largest oil deposit in the world. If there is a single aspect to the dangers of the BP oil leak, it lies in the question that the former CEO, Tony Hayward, and other BP executives have been avoiding since the first drop of oil went rogue. How much, exactly, oil has leaked out? And can the well really be capped for good? The real answer is more than anyone wants to admit, because the well holds enough oil to make Saudi Arabian drillers jealous. The huge oil field Deepwater Horizon had tapped is said to be the second largest deposit in the world. ViewZone.com reports the site covers an estimated 25,000 square miles, extending from the inlands of Alabama, Florida, Louisiana, and Texas. The oil deposit is so large it could produce 500,000 barrels of oil a day for more than a decade. Part of the reason the well exploded is because the site also contains large deposits of natural gas and methane, a potentially very explosive gas. And speculation as to why BP has tried to hide the amount of oil may be twofold. There are legal issues and lawsuits in the works. The less said by BP now, the better it may play out for them in the future. The other, more alarming or frightening aspect is the event of total wellhead failure before relief wells can be completed. Considering the size of the deposit, if BP loses control of the flow completely, the scope of the disaster would be unimaginable. The New York Times has reported that scientists suspect the leak is thousands of times larger than what BP has been reporting. Rock particles, gas, and oil escaping under pressure are pushing against the capstone on the seafloor that surrounds the actual well. If it collapses, either partially or fully, the canyon of oil will escape with a vengeance. And there is a real possibility that is happening now. It is in the process, or it is beginning. Neither BP nor anyone else wants to say what will happen if the wellhead gives way or the seafloor around it caves in. All anyone is certain of is that the worst case scenario is the one everyone wants to avoid. The Gulf oil spill disaster and biblical prophecy. Is there a connection? A number of websites and news organizations have related the Gulf oil spill with predictions of disaster as told in the book of Revelations in the Holy Bible. Is it crazy doom and gloom theory, or is there something to it? Revelation chapter 8, verse 8. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. And the third part of the sea became as blood. 9. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. And the third part of the ships were destroyed. 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. 11. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many humans died of the waters, because they were made bitter. Apart from the spiritual beliefs, there are similarities in what we are able to see in the Gulf of Mexico now and what was written then. Approximately 1/3 of Gulf waters were off limits to fishing, and many images of the oil spill resemble an ominous river of red blood. Thousands and thousands of uncounted sea creatures have died. The numbers are still rising. Patches of surface oil were set on fire. The Christian Bible states that the tribulations in Revelation are judgments and also warnings for the evils of humanity, greed, hatred, and discrimination against the poor among other social and ethical ills. All are spoken against in the Bible, yet all are found in today's political and social environment. The book of Daniel also describes the end times through a series of visions. Daniel 8:17 to 25. Understand what the vision concerns the time of the end of evil world leaders. It says, they will cause astounding devastation, and will cause deceit to prosper, and they will consider themselves superior. There is evidence to suggest that while the middle class continues to shrink and corporate interests seize more power, many of the rich consider themselves superior to the poor. Deceit on the part of lenders and investors was at the heart of the housing market and financial collapse of 2008. And as for astounding devastation, one only needs to look as far as the Gulf of Mexico to see the untold catastrophe still unfolding. This will be going on for many years, and perhaps, like I say, generations. Believers in the Christian Bible have a foundation on which to base their apocalyptic theories as it relates to the Gulf oil spill, along with other foretold events taking place in our world today. Earthquakes in various places, violence, upheaval, starvation, and other natural disasters are all referenced as signs in the books of Revelation and Daniel. So, we are living in a time when history cannot repeat itself because we have never experienced anything like this before. And everything that must change quickly or rapidly and for the better, because the book of Revelation is also a warnings for what's to come, and it is about what kind of world are we leaving to the future generations. And all these are more signs. So, just look at the live video feeds. The Scandi, the Ocean Intervention 3, the BOA, Deep Sea, and others that are always looking at the seafloor or the seabed. Why is BP looking at the seabed so intently? Perhaps, yes, the wellhead has failed. Perhaps the oil, the natural gas, and the methane or methane bubbles really are coming up from the seabed or percolating up through the seafloor. In other words, the oil in the well is coming up. And again, these are more signs, and this is a physical manifestation of the book of Revelation. Everything is connected. And, yes, everything is numbered. It's time. These are the end times, transition days, which is a process continuing all around the world, day by day. And, like I say, look for yourself on the live video feeds. All these are more signs.